Okay, it's over. It's a wrap. We're in Orlando, and the Olympia is a done deal. We had a great lineup of women competitors, and we will start first with, of course, women's bodybuilding.
Oh yeah, what a weekend, Lenda, what a weekend.
Yeah. So, of course, in that first call out, we saw, of course, the champion, Andrea Shaw, the defending champion, Hella Trevino, who just came off the second place at the Rising Phoenix, Margie Martin, she was not at the Rising Phoenix, showed up here, and she was in, I think, better shape.
Oh yeah.
She was in better shape than she was last year. And Mona Porcelet, very impressed with Mona. I think Mona was the hardest. When
She
you
was
say
in an
the
amazing
women that
conditioning, yeah.
in that first call out, her conditioning was on point, on point. So
Yeah.
let's talk about.
Well, if we're going through the placings, like we saw in the finals, we saw in fifth place Irene Anderson.
Yes.
Irene was in a great condition, right?
Yeah, she was in great condition. I was so
Nice,
pleased.
dry, and
Yes, because at the
grainy
Rising
even.
Phoenix, she wasn't in that first call out. We were
Yes.
surprised about that, and she was
I feel
disappointed.
like she was not as tight as we've seen her here, but she came in tighter and very dry and with great presentation, I thought.
Yes.
Very elegant, very beautiful lines of movement. So obviously the fifth place was really good.
It
for
was
her.
really good for her, and we know from in the past. I think in our transition with women bodybuilders, the judges, for some reason, she wouldn't be in the first call and sometimes not in the second call out because her presence. She's tall and she's big, but she was able to really make a difference and pull her physique just together. It was
Oh,
like
yeah,
artistry
definitely. I
in
think
what
that
she's done with her
in
body.
her case, it's all about getting really tight and really dry, and she totally managed that package. In fourth place, we had Mona Pursala. Mona was extremely impressive because her lines flow very beautiful. I think she's very aesthetical and very symmetrical.
Yes.
And like when she was hitting that front double biceps pose or the back double biceps pose, they were amazing. Absolutely, because of the way her lines flow and because of her definition, her conditioning. And what I was very impressed with was the fact that she actually added a lot of size since last year. So this
She
was
did.
her first Olympia.
Yes.
For her to place fourth,
It's huge.
it is absolutely huge. But she came after the Rising Phoenix, where she had an amazing shape as well. But I feel that, I don't know how was it possible, but I feel that she had even more size. It was at the Olympia compared to a few weeks ago. It's not necessarily size, probably it's a matter of conditioning and
Yes.
deepening
Yes.
those cuts and those separations.
yeah.
So I was very impressed. And of course, we must not forget what a beautiful poser she is.
Oh, right, and that's huge when you have someone that's great at presentation.
Oh, yeah.
They know all of their angles and how to present their physique, and they can be the smallest on stage as far as size, but they
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now
they
the
give
top
a
three
big
was
punch.
very interesting. It was a very dramatic fight.
Yes.
Between in this order, Andrea Shaw, who won, second Hella, and third Margie Martin.
Correct.
Last year we have seen a little change in that. Andrea won.
Margie was
second, and Hella was 3rd. But Hella came in a very tighter with a much tighter package. I find.
Yeah, yes.
Than
Hella
last year?
definitely came in with a tighter package. And I think with Hella, Hella is all about business. So last year, placing third, and then that's why she showed up at the Rising Phoenix. So Margie made the decision to not compete in the Rising Phoenix. And I think without question, I think it really does benefit the athlete to compete and let the judges take a look at you, give you the opportunity to make some changes. And
Yes.
what was it, like 3 weeks between the
Yeah.
Rising Phoenix and the Olympia? And I think that was a smart move on Andrea's part, because
Andrea was absolutely fabulous.
Yes.
Her arm development, her shoulders development, overall presentation, the conditioning, none of it overdone, and the presentation, the flow of her body. I think she's in for a reign for a few good years there, Lenda.
she is.
Yeah.
And I think and just to say that it was impressive the fact that if you go back to the Rising Phoenix last year, and the fact that Andrea and Hella both competed, and then that gave the judges an opportunity to look at Andrea, to see her, to compare her to Hella. Then shortly after that, she wins the Olympia.
Yes.
Okay, and it's hard to come back and have someone, for Margie to step in. Yes, great physique. If you're awesome, if you got it, and without question you are the winner, then absolutely. But it benefited, to me, both Margie, Hella, and Andrea to compete. And really impressed that Andrea showed up at the Rising Phoenix, put her title on the line.
Yeah.
Because, a lot of athletes would say, oh, I won the Miss Olympia, I'm not going to show up at the Rising Phoenix. Well, I think it benefited, without question, those two athletes.
That fight again was very dramatic, and I loved it. Margie came in one of the best shapes I've seen her. So did Hella, but obviously Hella still needs a little bit of back width and thickness. But with the package she brought this weekend, she managed to get the second place away from Margie. Moving on into women's physique.
Yes.
We have seen an interesting fight there as well between first place and second place. That's Sarah Villegas and Natalia Coelho.
Yes.
Coelho. And there have been a lot of people who pulled for Natalia to win. In the end of the day, Sarah won this.
Yes,
and
Sarah's the defending, reigning champion. It's always hard to knock out the champ. We know that Sarah comes in amazing shape. She did. She was, and I think the difference between Sarah and Natalia is really, Sarah has more muscle maturity or size.
She has
in her back.
Yes, and
she had more
conditioning, and we must not forget that Natalia is still very young, and she probably she needs a little bit more time to work on that density, and then
the density.
That comes with time and training.
Yeah, because we knew, and here's the thing is, we know that with Natalia, she's always in ripped condition, and I think she intentionally last year did not come in that kind of condition because the judges thought that it was a little bit too much. So she came this year, she's like, oh no, I see Sarah, I know what Sarah presents, I'm going to bring my package the way I normally do, and she did, and it was really close, I think, but Sarah edged her out in the density.
The density, yes, and we must not forget they both have beautiful aesthetical physiques, very pleasant, very beautiful flowing lines. So we're waiting for Natalia to get up there and get her density, and the time will tell, and then I'm pretty sure that she's going to get the title pretty soon as well.
We had some other great,
Third place was Brooke Walker.
Brooke was
absolutely breathtaking, very beautiful, very feminine.
Nice lines, just overall her package was beautiful.
Very, very pretty and healthy look, and I like this.
Very
she was a
healthy.
little bit on a softer side, especially from the back. I think with a little bit more hardness and tightness, she's actually going to be a great contender for one of those top 3, top 2 spots. So we're excited to see what she's going to bring in the future. Fourth place was Barbara Menage from France.
Yes. And Barbara, again, incredible conditioning.
She did it. She
always.
got fourth place last. I told her, I think, first of all, I love the fact that she's rocking the ball hair.
Yes.
Yes, I like that.
She's comfortable
got all
in her
the
own
confidence.
skin. Yes.
And what I like is when Barbara turns around, that back double biceps pose with the density on her back and on her glutes, that is absolutely
incredible.
Phenomenal. It's beautiful. So congratulations for repeating fourth place, Barbara, and finishing that top 5 was Anna Herrias from United States. We've seen Anna this year, haven't we?
Yes.
She's absolutely beautiful. We are looking at the same kind of top physiques, which have beautiful flowing lines with all of the X shape and great conditioning. So Anna was definitely a great top 5 there. Very strong.
Very strong women's physique.
Should we move to wellness?
Yes,
since it was the
wellness.
First time?
Yep, first time in wellness.
And we have a first Miss Wellness Olympia champion in Franciel Matos.
Yes, and really impressive. She, what can I say? it was so close between her
It was
and
close between her and Angela
and-
Borges.
yes, and what I saw when they turned to the rear, and without question, it was the glutes. Her glutes, she had the sharpness
Yes.
in the glute area, and I think it was really important because the judges have to make this statement to let all the wellness competitors know that conditioning is important. Just like every single division is
Oh, yes.
important. When they turn to the rear, that's where the big difference was in the glute area, and you could see the tie-in.
Yeah, well, it's also a matter of the shape. Francielle's glutes are tying in a little lower with sharp edges.
Sharp edges.
While Angela's glutes are a little higher and rounded on the top part. So it's always a hard choice, but obviously I think the judges go with that sharper, longer tie-in because this is a great indicator of how lean an athlete is.
Yes.
And talking about that,
I
don't want to go over third place, Isabel Nunes, who had a beautiful small side waist. I love the waist when it was so tiny and amazing glutes. So Isabel Nunes was third.
That's right.
But talking about conditioning,
That's right.
Fourth place, Yarishna Ayala is the one who missed it this year.
She missed it.
Because everybody was expecting her to.
They
She was
were.
a great contender.
She
to
was
the
a great
first-
contender for the wellness
first
to win
wellness
this.
Olympia title, but she came in softer. Even her waist looked a little bit wider because she was not as tight. So if
That was-
she
yeah.
was a little tighter, especially on the glute when she was turning from the back, you could have seen that she's missing some.
And I think
tightness
that's
over
a
there.
perfect example for all wellness competitors and what the judges are looking for. She looked great. However, on the stage, it was clear that there was a big difference
Oh, yeah.
in conditioning in comparison to first, second,
Yes.
and the third place competitors.
Rounding up this top five was Julia Kitara from Brazil. Beautiful, beautiful body, beautiful line. So here we have our top five in wellness, and this is the criteria for the division.
That's
so
right.
we're very excited to see what's going to happen next.
Yep.
We're going to go quickly through the remaining categories. We have Bikini Olympia. We had a great fight between Jennifer Dory, Laura Lee Chapados, and Ashley Caldwasser in this order. First Jennifer, second Laura Lee, third Ashley. They were absolutely beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful.
Absolutely. I have noticed is that Laura Lee has this longer body. Like
Yes,
a
longer her torso.
Absolutely, yep. And Jennifer was a tighter package, and her line flew so beautiful, and
Yes.
the conditioning from the glutes in the back area was absolutely phenomenal. But these differences were very small.
Very
So,
small. But we're starting to really be able to identify that
Yeah.
when we look at the bikini competitors. I'm
It
starting
is
to
always
really.
a matter of flowing and walking and the way the glutes are a little tighter.
Yes, the way they
not-
tie
yes.
in. Yeah, so that was.
Maureen Blanquisco was fourth, and Lisa Pacini got fifth place. Lisa was a little off. Isa was a little off under the
Yes,
glutes.
in the glute area.
So she didn't manage to get back her title.
Yeah, and then she's won the Olympia, so the judges know her at her best. And so when you're off just that little bit, they know without question.
Going through figure, we got Sydney repeating.
Yes.
We got Natalia Soltero, who always had beautiful symmetry, beautiful lines,
Yes.
and great quality, being second. In third was Stephanie Gibson.
Yes.
Fourth, Jessica Padilla, who had a great presentation. But I feel that somehow she's a little blockier in the waist compared to the other ones. Not
Yes,
much,
yes.
but that was enough to make her lose her top three
That's
placing.
right.
And Nicole Zenobia Graham was
Yes, she was
fifth.
in incredible shape. Nicole Zenobia
And
Graham.
finishing with fitness, Whitney Jones
Yes.
was absolutely amazing. She won the physique round. She won the routine round.
Yes.
Definitely deserved
She
this.
had more strength moves, I thought.
Yes.
Oksana's routine was beautiful, but without question, Whitney Jones takes home another Olympia title.
Yes, followed by Missy Truscott, Oksana Grishina, Ariel Kadir, and Jacqueline Baker in fifth. Oksana's routine was absolutely beautiful, very, very artistic as usual. And we have seen another Olympia edition.
Another
in
Olympia,
2021.
great women. All right, we will see you next year.
See you guys.